All right, Corona, recession. There's been a lot of questions, so I decided to make a small series on how to prepare your business for whenever a recession comes, how to actually benefit from, when the economy goes down. And then there were a lot of questions on investing. What could you do right now because the stock markets are going down? So this is the first video, and we will talk about, how should you set up your business? How should you prepare for, a crisis, a recession? And the most important thing we have to ask ourselves is, why are we going into a recession? Now, if you analyze the current situation, now I realize a lot of things may change the next couple of weeks, but the current situation, the economy is going down because of the measures that we are taking, right? It is the governments who are closing things down, who are telling you to stay home, is causing the recession. Now, that's a good thing, right? Because a much bigger problem would be if the economy would be going down because everyone is getting ill and everything is going to shit, basically. So here we know the government is taking measures that will affect the economy, but as soon as the problems are going away with the virus, they can reverse these measures. They can even stimulate a bit more, and we can go up quite fast. So normally, if you look at how recessions like these go, where the government takes measures to prevent something worse happening, which is why we go down in the economy, you see sort of a V shape. So we go down really fast and then we go up pretty fast. Now, that is important to know because that means that we have to set up for, in this case, probably a recession of maybe 2 quarters, 3 quarters, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be years. Again, a lot of things can change. So what is important when you build your business, when you think about, every 7, 10, maybe 14 years, we have a new crisis and we have a new recession. And one of the things that you always see happening is the businesses who have very high overhead cost, right? Businesses who have been, spending way too much money, who've been living, the dream life, expensive offices, expensive cars, expensive things, they are gonna be in trouble right now, right? Because margins will be going down. Certain businesses are affected, right? If you are working for in the event world, if you're working in the travel niche, a lot of things will be affected. So if your overhead is really, really high and a couple of clients may drop or may postpone things for 6 to 9 months, then you're gonna be in trouble. So what I always like to do for long-term vision is, yes, of course, you should, enjoy everything and you don't have to be super cheap, but make sure that your overhead costs are always low, right? That is the first thing that's super, super important. The second thing that's very important is that you need what I always call a little war fund. So in the third video, we'll talk about investing and things that you can do. But one of the most important things to know is that you need at least 3 months of working capital in your business. So look at the cost structure right now, all the costs that you have. If you don't make a single buck in the next 3 months, you should not be going bankrupt. You should not be having to fire people, right? So have a minimum of 3 months worth of money basically in your business, and preferably about 6 months. Because this will help, right? One of the things that's gonna happen, these businesses who have no backup money, who have very high overhead, some of them will go away. And what happens then is all their clients now go towards the market. And if you play it right and you have the money to invest right now, you have the money to maybe even hire people, right? There is a great opportunity for you. So if we make sure that, we as a business don't overspend, and we as a business know that, hey, look at 6 months ago. I spoke to someone and I said, well, if you are in the software and web development business right now and you don't make any money, then you really, really, really are doing something really, really wrong, because everyone's looking for it. There's a shortage of people who can do it. And right now that's going to change. So right now we're going to see who has set up their business properly, who actually knows what they're doing. And those businesses will thrive in the next time. So to make a very long story pretty short, I think there's 3 things you need to do. First of all, have a good vision, right? That's always important. Know your why, know how you bring money towards your clients. Second of all, make sure your overhead is low. And third of all, make sure you have that little war fund. And with the first one, because I haven't really gone into it too much yet, it is important that you bring value to your clients. If the economy goes down and you are sort of a nice to have for a business, then you are the first person who's gonna go, sacked, or they're gonna stop working with. And it is your job as a business owner to not just get a client, but afterwards really show them why it is important that they keep working with you, right? And if you are building ads for them and you bring a very clear ROI, then yes, it's simple. But I spoke with Ivo, the guy who's filming this. He makes videos. And I think videos are super important. And I think videos bring a lot of value to a business. But for a business, it's hard to see, hey, if we spend 2K on videos, how much money are we going to get in return? So for people like Ivo, and if you don't have that clear ROI in your business, it is super important that not just now, but always keep speaking with your clients, keep reporting every month and show, hey, we've done this, we've seen growth in your social media, we've seen, what can we see, what can we track, and really show them that there is a return on investment. Because at the end of the day, if the economy goes down, as long as you bring in more money than you cost, right, people will keep working with you. If they feel like, hey, it's just a nice to have and you're costing a lot of money, then they will probably stop working with you. So make sure you and your client know where the value is, the value that you bring to their business. And again, make sure that your cost structure is good. Make sure you have some money. And that's a way to really, basically live through recession. And if you do it well, and that's what we'll talk about in the next video, even grow and even take advantage of that. So that was the first one, and I will see you guys in the second video.